Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Timothy and welcome to my garage. Today I got my beautiful 2012 Mercedes SLK 250. We're going to be changing the spark plugs out. It's not too hard. You can do it yourself at home. I'm going to take you step by step through it, show you all the tools that you need. Let's get it done. Alright y'all, so everything here that you're looking at is all you will need to complete this job. That is it. We have a 1/4" drive with an E8 torch socket. We're going to use that to get the coils out. I have an extension, makes it a little bit easier, but you do not need one. We also have a spark plug socket, as well as a 1/2" drive and a 1/2" torque wrench to torque them down to the manufacturer's specifications. Now, one thing I do want to mention before we get started is if you happen to have a C250 of this era, the W204, everything in this video will also apply to you. You can follow this step by step, same process, you'll get the same results. It's the same engine. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alright y'all, first thing that we're going to do once we get under the hood here is we're going to remove this plastic engine cover. I'm going to keep it simple, put mine to the side. And then we're going to take our 1/4" drive and our extension, as well as our E-Torx E8 socket, and we're going to start removing the coil packs to give us access to the spark plugs. There should be two E8s on each side of each coil pack. We got one. Alright. Second bolt there, and our first coil pack is free, just like that. Alright, I'm going to loosen the other ones before I take them completely out. Alright, just like that. Got two more done. We're halfway done with the coils. Easy for us in this case, we are only dealing with 4 cylinders and 4 spark plugs, but on some big engines, you get a lot worse than this. I used to work for Mercedes, and the dealer would charge you easily a couple hours of labor to do this, and even somebody with little mechanical experience should be able to do this at home in no time. It's there. Got our third. Alright, down to our last bolt. And if you have an impact driver, impact drill, or even just a regular household drill and some attachments, feel free to use a drill. This would go quicker. I just wanted to keep it simple with hand tools for the people that might not have them. Just like that, we got our coils loose. And now we can begin removing our coils to give us access to the spark plugs. So once you pop it out, feel free to just put it to the side. Might take a little bit of wiggling. They'll pop out. Boom. And just like that, we are ready to remove our spark plugs. Alright, so removing our spark plugs, we have our spark plug socket. I'm going to come over on this side. And begin removing our spark plugs. Just like that, we got our first plug out. And I'm going to begin removing the other spark plugs. Just like that, got number 2 out. We are halfway done. Boom. That's number 3. Got one more. Boom, just like that, we got number 4 out. We're ready to put the new ones in. Alright, so I got my new spark plugs here that I'm going to be replacing. And we're just going to want to start tightening these by hand. we're just gonna slowly start to tighten them by hand until we get them all about 75% of the way there. And then that is when we'll come in with our torque wrench. Perfect. Number 3, same thing. Last one. So now that we got the spark plugs in, we're going to go grab our torque wrench and we're going to set it to 15 foot-pounds of torque. Again, not very much. You really don't want to over-torque these spark plugs. It could cause a whole lot of problems. So just 15 foot-pounds is all it takes. Right there. That's all it needs. Moving on to the next. Boom. Hear that pop? That's how you know it's done. There we go. That's all it takes. And now we can begin reinstalling our coils. Alright, so coming around over here, we will start putting our coils in just like we took them out. You'll feel it once they're in there. Just push them in real tight. There we go. Number 3. And if you're having trouble squeezing these back in there, feel free to unplug them. I just chose not to. All right. And those are in. Awesome. Now, with that in, we can start reinstalling the screws. Got my screws over here. I'm just going to start threading them by hand. Get them in there. Alright, we got all our bolts in there now, and we can begin torquing them down. I'm going to go back to my 1/4-inch ratchet with my E8. Alright, make sure everything is on here nice and snug. Just do it by feel. Don't really need to torque these down to anything specific. Don't need to over tighten them, but just make sure they're hand tight. Alright, and that is it. We're good to go. We got our spark plugs in, we got our coils back on, and last but not least, we'll just replace our engine cover, and we are done. Alright y'all, that's how you do spark plugs in a 2012 Mercedes SLK 250. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I will get back to everybody. And until next time, thanks for watching.